seems like you started off by saying we want a very particular type of candidate, which can code in a specific language. I'm going to take it to an extreme, but looks like this. And then over time, you've said we're willing to expand that. What is the limit of that? I mean, so you can say, I'm willing to take somebody without an experience with this particular language. I'm willing to take somebody without a coding background. We can teach them that as well, as long as they're smart and they're sort of, they've got, I mean, where is the limit of this net? And then the second part of that, and you mentioned it yourself, is obviously it has an effect on the onboarding. And these are probably sort of trade-offs. So how do you think about that balance?
That's it. You know, for me, it starts with the fundamentals. So if you are a product manager, as an example, you know, in order for you to be able to solve problems effectively, you have to have a fundamental understanding of product management principles. Same thing with being an engineer. You know, this is near and dear to my heart, is we don't want somebody to come in and reinvent, you know, existing data structures. We don't want somebody to come in and reinvent algorithms that have existed out in the world for 20, 30 years. So I think that what we want to evaluate for is, at the core of all of that is start with the first principles, start with the fundamentals and evaluate for that. And my belief is if you have a strong grasp of the fundamentals, you can take those building blocks and solve for lots and apply them to different problems in your domain. So it's funny we say, you know, hey, you're kind of broadening it. It's funny, we're actually not. We're kind of doing the inverse of that, is we're going deep down and saying, help us understand how great you know your knowledge of the fundamentals. And if the fundamentals are shallow, I think that comes down to more of a leveling discussion. So instead of you coming in at a senior engineer or a senior product manager, you can come in as maybe a mid-level engineer or a junior engineer, learn from people around you, and continue to grow and scale your career.